Good morning, traders, and welcome to Tuesday, the 4th of July Forex morning update from Phoenix Blue. My name is Mark Owen. First and foremost, happy Independence Day to all our American followers. I hope you really enjoy your celebration today. No doubt you won't be watching today's morning update because you've got better things to be doing. But for those that are watching the morning update today, what we did see yesterday was a little bit of a revival from the greenback. We saw some good data come out of the US, and the bulls actually came back. What have we got in the markets today? Well, there's not really much news coming out today that's yet to come out. We've had retail sales from Australia, which came out better than expected at 0.6% to forecast 0.2. So you would expect the bulls to be in charge, and you would expect to sort of see a dollar rally. And you did see that between 2:30 and 5:30. Not aggressive, because most traders, I think, were sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what happened with the RBA rate statement. And if you're looking at the charts now, it's 6 a.m. UK time. You'll notice straight after the announcement, 5:30, there was a bit of a sell-off on the Australian dollar. And I've put down at the bottom some of the key points why we've probably seen a sell-off. So the first thing is a rising Aussie dollar would complicate economic adjustment. Economic outlook supported by low rates, therefore sort of insinuating that there's no sort of real forecast for raising interest rates anytime soon. Wage growth remains low, likely to continue for a while yet. So again, here they're looking at the wages of the general economy that's staying low and not sort of moving in line with, especially the way the housing market has been growing, or should say rising. And then on the back of that, the housing market is starting to cool. So you've got people that have been taking out more debt, bigger mortgages on low wage increases, and now potentially the market's starting to cool. So we've potentially got like a little bubble sort of crash potentially forming in Australia. So there's something that they've got to keep an eye on. They can't now just start raising interest rates rapidly if there's been significant increase in the number of mortgages and yet wages are staying low. So it's in a balancing act, and that's highlighted on the next comment. Housing debt has outpaced slow growth in incomes. So you've got 5 very significant points there as to why the Aussie dollar's probably sold off. And I would say the general consensus within the market was that they were expecting a really hawkish statement. But if we technically, we've been highlighting that there's a significant level around 77 to 77.50 for the Aussie dollar, and if it was to break through that, then we would see a significant rise. So maybe some of these comments have come, maybe they've made more of an impact by saying these things on purpose, because they know if the market went through 77.50, there's a long way up. So maybe these are things that they've had to bring out. I mean, obviously there's truth in the matter, but maybe the market needed a bit of a pullback. 9:30 GBP construction PMI, after yesterday's disappointing data coming out of sterling and bringing sterling from just above the 1.3s, falling about 70 points. I mean, it was still in expansion, but it was a couple of points off forecasted numbers. So the construction PMI forecasted for 55. We don't want to see another miss on this, and we could see sterling dropping further. However, it does look like this is the correction from seeing a bull move up. We could be looking at buying sterling on another little bit of a further retracement. We'll look at the chart shortly. Okay, dollar index. There's not a lot difference from what we saw yesterday. The market's come down, hit the support level, and we saw buyers come in. Just remember, I did forget to just say on the previous slide, it is Independence Day. This means that the US market is shut today. Yeah, they're celebrating, they're enjoying themselves. Um, Today the US market is shut. That means this afternoon liquidity will be thin in the market. We could see some moves, or we could see something very, very flat. And you probably think, well, that's obvious. Well, the reason sometimes you can see big moves during thin liquidity is because it only takes one institution, one big buyer, to make a move when the liquidity is thin. And then what happens is the rest of the market tries to play catch up, and you can get these uh, pronounced moves during times of thin liquidity, which is why if you look through the charts, you'll see periods of new trends start through summer seasons and through Christmas, where liquidity is thin, and someone, for a particular reason, whether it's an institution, a government, whatever, they do some aggressive buying or aggressive selling, and what you see is a new trend start. Euro dollar played out as we expected yesterday. The hanging man completed. We've got a nice sell-off candle. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a correction this morning, but you have to forget about a little bit of a correction this morning. If you're trading the daily chart and you're trading the reversal candle pattern, then you have to sit tight. The market is not just going to fall in the direction that you want it to go all the time. Allow for the market to pull back, and have strict trade management rules. If you don't have any trade management rules, then I suggest you need to be contacting someone like ourselves, or someone that you know that trades frequently, and not just frequently, but also makes money. So they're consistent with their results, and see if they'll help shed some light on trade management. Okay, dollar yen. Now I've dropped down the time frames because over the last sort of week, we've been looking at this market, and I've been telling you the market's bullish, and it's been moving up, and anyone that's been watching this should have been making money from what we've been saying. Now we've got an evening star pattern formation on the 4-hour come up at the top trend line, and for me this is just a correction, so I've got a very small position here, just looking at the correction, trading it back down towards the lower trend line, and then I'll look for a rejection candle or formation pattern off that lower trend line, and then trade it to the upside, because I do feel there's going to be more weakness to this particular market, or weakness to the yen, I should say. Finally, the Kiwi dollar is starting to get some traction, but that 72.70 area is proving a little bit of a nightmare in that short-term trend line on the H4. So what we're looking for is a break through that level. The sell-off here has occurred on the back of the Australian statement. So let's see what happens. See if we're going to see a follow through of this level, and we're going to break through that. If we are, there might be some adjustment in the way that I look at my initial targets. My second extended target, I'm keeping where it is. But the first target, there may be some adjustment in terms of where I actually take it off, or I might split that into two positions as time progresses. Dollar CAD, again, we got our entry pretty spot on, moved lovely. We've got now a daily twin candle, twin tower reversal pattern. You put the two candles together, it forms a hammer at support. Yeah, you can see the market's having a little bit of a pullback today. That small black candle at the end, but these are things you've got to sit and bide your time with, because it is going to do that, and you just rely on what's happening. So first target in here around 131, and second target in around 132.50. We're just going to sit back and not do a lot now. We've done the hard bit. Now it's just manage the trade with discipline. Okay, so gold. This was a really interesting move yesterday. So gold, we were looking for potential buys from around the 1230, but as you'll see, it went straight through the trend line, and this is the downside for people that use limit orders. Sometimes you'll get a perfect entry, and other times, it'll just get to your area where you want to buy or sell, and it just bangs straight through that area. So I think these are the times where you have to think about market conditions. And for me personally, the market's been very volatile in recent weeks, so there's been no limit orders around these kind of levels for me. So one of my traders took this on a limit order, and we were discussing why he did it and what sort of reaction he was expecting. And I said when he watched the morning update yesterday morning, I was expecting a rejection candle or a formation. So I'm being a little bit more conservative now because of the volatility. And as you can see, I've put the same thing down again today. It's come into a demand zone, previous low. We've got a fib 1.272. So now we're waiting for confirmation of rejection from support before buying. So, whether that's a daily candle, a weekly candle, or 1 hourly pattern, a daily formation, you name it, that's what we're waiting for. Okay, so follow this chart. That's it for today, guys. Not a great deal to look at. I think today's going to be pretty quiet with the US bank holiday. First and foremost as well, thank you for everyone that's been hitting the like button and sharing it. Please keep doing that. It means a lot to us, and it shows that our work and effort that we're putting in here to help you guys is being recognised. Also, I've not been inundated with topics you'd like us to cover. If there's any other adjustments you'd like us to do with the morning updates, please let us know. So questions come to info@phoenixblue.co.uk and ideas. Any questions relating to the material, if you send that to mark@phoenixblue.co.uk. And then last and not least for today, meetup for traders. We're getting a decent number of people responding and putting it out there saying that they'd like to attend these meetup for traders, whether it's beginner, novice ones or experienced ones. So again, please drop an email to info@phoenixblue.co.uk or in the comments box. Just let us know whether you'd like to attend, and we'll get some dates sorted and sent out to you. And that's it. Last but not least, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, share it with your traders, share it with aspiring traders. Hit us up on Instagram and Facebook, and that's Phoenix Blue Trading. Okay, have a great day, guys, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.